Now we wake up and find out that we have a 22% increase in food stamp usage since the Great One took power. 45.8 million people are collecting food stamps. Let me repeat that for you deadbeats out there, you bums, you. 45.8 million people are collecting food stamps since the communist Obama took power. Now you say, well, they needed the food stamps. Well, some may need the food stamps, but not all of them. We've all seen excesses. We've seen food stamp abuse. Every one of us has been in a store and seen them using them. They're also traded like currency, as you well know, because of the corruption that exists in the food stamp use. This is a program that's out of control. And yet we have a man who continues to spread the food stamp epidemic, and there's a reason for it. It's not because the people behind Obama are compassionate that they're spreading the use of food stamps. It's because, like in the old days in Chicago, in order to get the bums to vote, they'd give them a $5 bottle of cherry brandy. Just study your history. The way they got the bums off the Bowery to vote is they gave them a $5 bottle of brandy, and they put them into the polls. This is the same thing. Instead of giving a $5 bottle of brandy, they're giving them a food stamp, making them responsible. Where the country is going is Chavez. Chavez. This man is taking us down that road. If you see what happened to the middle class under Chavez, that's what's going to happen to the middle class here. They fled. They ran out of that country because of the dictator Chavez. This man is going to drive the middle class into the poorhouse and out of the country. Social Security, disability, the food stamp, free legal, free medical. You get free nail care. They give you the car, the cell phone. You get your hair done once a week from Obama. Is that going to be a right next? A hair stamp. I hear that Obama's considering putting out a beauty parlor stamp so that people on welfare don't feel second class or third class, and they can have self-esteem. And they can go to the beauty parlor like those rich middle-class women who work for a living and go. How dare they go to a beauty parlor while people on food stamps don't? No, they should put out a hair stamp. That's what I think Obama should do, is put out a hair stamp that you can redeem at any barbershop or beauty parlor, and you could use it for nails, hair. I think, and in addition to that, when as the welfare state grows, think of the unlimited possibilities. He could also put out a pet stamp. Why should a poor person's dog not look as good as my dog Teddy? I mean, I send my dog Teddy to Irene twice a week. He comes back smelling good, looking good, feeling good, plays good, looks good, has better self-esteem. Now, why should some poor person have a mangy cur in the streets? I mean, I walk by homeless people with pit bulls. I feel bad for them that their pit bull is not manicured. And I think that Obama should expand the welfare state and put out dog stamps, which can be redeemed at any dog salon, so that the pit bulls in the gutters can be given a proper hair and bath. Because, after all, I don't want to be so judgmental as to look down upon a pit bull owned by a homeless person. I want them to feel as equal to my dog as possible, equal to Teddy. Because I know that there's a nightmare in the nation when you have 45.8 million people on food stamps, and the amount of graft, just commonsensical, would tell you what percent would you say is graft? How much of those food stamps are being, how many food stamps, what percentage are being used by people who don't need them? How many food stamps, dollar-wise, are being traded and sold? Do you know they're being sold? Do you know that? Do you know that there are people who are not poor who get food stamps and sell them like counterfeit money for, let's say, 10 cents on the dollar? Let's say a food stamp says a dollar value, they sell it for 10 cents. Haven't you any idea what's going on in this country? The bottom line is, the news story for you to take home is that the number of people on food stamps went up 22% since Obama took office. There are now 45.8 million Americans on food stamps. Where does this money come from? That's, again, part of the Nancy Pelosi, part of the Harry Reid, part of the Barack Obama buying votes. This is how it works. And I would attest that I strongly believe, as a man who believes in the U.S. Constitution, that if you are on government assistance, you temporarily lose your right to vote. And the reason I say it is because naturally you're going to want to vote for those who promise to give you more benefits at the expense of those of us who work. And so if you were to lose your vote and you're on welfare, which you should lose your right to vote, because you're voting yourself a raise no matter what, and that will lead us to the demagoguery that we have today under Obama and the Democrats who are promising you more. But then you would have an incentive to go back to work. You say, I want to be self-respecting. I want to vote again, so I'm going to go and get a job. I want to get off welfare. It would be an incentive to get you on your feet again. Don't you understand that?